Good morning, traders. Welcome to another edition of the ELLIOTTWAVE Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. Right, so we're going to be looking at the market for the next coming week. It has been a choppy market over the last couple of days, but it looks like we are setting up for some great trading opportunities. We are at critical levels as far as the DXY and the Euro is concerned. We are at decisive areas where we need to see whether the market reverses for the long term or whether we continue into the current trends that we're in. Before we get started, if you'd like to contact us, check out our YouTube channel. Under the description of all the videos, you are going to find the link to all our social media pages. You'll also find there the links. Let me just hide this. You'll also find the links to all our social media pages as well as our website. So just to note, guys, look out for the all new website that we're going to be transitioning into. So we currently have this ELLIOTTWAVE Principal website where we've got all the charts and we've got the live trading room for members. But this new website brings everything together, and members have got the opportunity to get all the resources in one place. So you'll find that on the new website, you'll have your live trading room recordings. You're going to have your chart. For example, if you've got your US dollar chart, what you're going to find here is the London 1 hour open. So that means all the 1 hour update before the London open starts, 1 hour chart updates during the New York session. You also will get the weekly chart for that specific pair, as well as the daily and the 4 hour. At any given time when you go into the website, if you're a member, you are going to get that. So that means if you need to know what the view is on any of the 52 pairs that we cover, you can just go into your profile and you look at that. Other than that, we also have the live trading room. So with the live trading rooms, let me just take you to the recording. So with the live trading rooms, we go straight into we're always looking for trade setups, basically signals. We try to avoid the word signals because it can be a very misleading word. So we've got ELLIOTTWAVE trade setups. So those are setups that are backed by analysis as well as the indicator. So what you see there is the recordings of the last 10 live trading rooms that we've got. If you remember, you'll have access to this daily, Mondays to Fridays. So this, we are essentially just looking for entry. Where do we enter the market? Where do we put the stop loss? Where do we take profit? So that is what we're looking at on the video. And then on the trade setups are posted here on this link. So all of these will be well placed onto the new website, and you'll have access to that. So we also have special blue box trade setups. These are high probability trade setups with 90% chance of playing out. So these are very good for good returns. So you'll also have educational videos on the new website, all of them placed in one place. So you can have all of that. You'll find that on the website. And for any inquiries, just like with the old website, you can go and do that onto the global chat on the website. But we'll be doing a soft launch of the website over the next coming days. So once everything is completed, you don't need to get a new link. So even the old link will take you to the new one until everybody is aware of the website. So that's how those are the resources on the website. So one of the important things here that I prefer, I think that assists a lot of traders, is the live technical analysis. Let's just put that on. So we've got what we call the live technical analysis. So with the live technical analysis, all those charts in the 1 hour, in the 4 hour, the daily and the weekly, we explain them in detail so that members can understand, even when you get the trade setup, so you understand where the trade setup comes from. So daily, we've got a daily technical video. So that's the daily technical video I'm referring to. And then we've got a short video every day for high probable trade setups so that you know what to look out for. You know what the triggers are to enter the market, because as much as we are not on the charts 24/7, you as a member, you will know what to look out for in order to get into those trades. So that you can check out the resources pages. Everybody's got access to that, so you can just check some of the things that we cover on our website. So let's get started. Look out for those social media pages for any updates. When you launch into the new website, you will get an update on the social media pages. Right, so let's get started with the analysis. How did we forecast the market last week and how did it play out? So let's have a look at that. That's what we're going to start with. Let's take it from the top, from the beginning of the week. So these are the charts that we have been posted for members before they play out. So let's have a look here. We start with the US dollar CAD, and this is the analysis that we've done together here with all of you watching these structures. So last week we were looking for these US dollar CAD to push to the upside to around 28.50 and then the drop. So how has the market played out so far since the analysis last week? Let's have a look at how the chart has played out. So that was the chart before, and this is how it has played out. We have reached the blue box. We are now pushing to the downside. We still expect continuation to the downside. So that forecast that we had is still in play. So we focused on that. We're going to go into the blue box. We're going to come down, and that is still in play. As you can see, we went into the blue box. We are now coming down. So that is what we get when we're using the Elliott wave theory. Very accurate analysis. And we're not just, as you can see, we're not just focusing one move. We focused a number of moves ahead. So for example, we've got one, we've got two. We're looking for this one to complete. So let's have a look at another one. That was used to like a very interesting one. The next one here is CHFJPY. I mean, if you remember CHFJPY, we've been looking for this one to trade lower for the longest time. So from here, we had a trade set up here on CHFJPY targeting this area. We got a trade set up there. So since then, it has gone and made a corrective structure. So here we got a very nice entry, expecting this to trade into the blue box and make a reversal from there. How did CHFJPY play out? Let's have a look at how this played out. So that is CHFJPY. And if you remember, you'd have seen this analysis during the weekly outlook. So this is how CHFJPY has played out. That was the trade setup, the first one that we got up to this level, and eventually giving us this three-wave structure in that red ABC fashion, coming down here into the blue box. You see that's the blue box, and we are now making a reversal. Are we going to see CHFJPY continue to push higher? We're going to see that in a little while when we start with the market analysis for the next week. Right, so the next one here is, let's have a look at the next one, is Cad Jpy. So have a look at what the forecast was and how we focused this market. So we were looking for this one to give us this three-wave pullback. So this is a move here, this is a pullback, and this is a move to the downside. So you can see not just one move to the downside, one up, two, and then two to the downside, and then looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside. Let's have a look at how the market plays out now on Cad Yen. So let's have a look. The chart after, that was the 1 hour chart. We're still looking at the chart on the 1 hour chart after that. So you can see how the chart, we update the structure as it's playing out. It's still the three-wave structure coming down into the blue box, and now we are now pushing to the upside. What is the next move going forward? We'll see shortly. All right, so that was Cad Jpy. Very nice trade setup following structure, inch perfect. So let's have a look at more setups that we had in the week. So this one is US dollar yen. Have a look at how US dollar yen has played out. So the theme from the last 2 weeks have been to get this to give us the three-wave pullbacks. Is it just going to be the three-wave pullback, or we're going to see this continue to all the way to the downside? That is New Zealand yen. Let's see how New Zealand yen has played out. So these are charts that members get before the moves. Okay, so it is important. I mean, anybody can forecast, can analyze the chart, the left-hand side of the chart, but it is important to be able to focus the right-hand side of the chart. So now this is New Zealand yen. Let me just see here. So that is the New Zealand yen chart coming down here into the blue box as forecasted. We've got our three-wave structure. So we're focusing the right-hand side of the chart. So look at how many moves we forecasted. It was 1, it was 2, it was 3 in that wide degree, and we're looking for this one to push to the upside. Look at the forecast before. So how many moves did you forecast? 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, all of them playing out. Okay, so this is how accurate wave analysis is when you understand the principles and the rules, and you've got the right tools to focus and confirm your reversal areas. So that was a New Zealand yen, a very interesting one. 3 waves, 4 waves, all focused at 1, 2, 3, 4. Now looking for more upside. That is New Zealand yen. Right, so let's have a look. Audi Yen. Audi Yen will be similar to New Zealand yen, basically correlated, these two pairs. As you can see, we were looking for the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then upside. That is Audi Yen. Let's have a look at how Audi Yen has played out. We've got the pullback on Audi Yen. So that's the pullback on Audi Yen. and that has actually given us an 11 swing sequence, and then we are pushing to the upside. We'll be looking for this one to give us a continuation pattern to the upside, but more on that in a little while when we start with the market analysis. Okay, so that is Audi Yen. Let's continue. Let's go to the euro. We've done enough of the yen pairs. Look at Audi, Euro Audi. What was the forecast on Euro Audi? Those who remember will remember that a couple of weeks back, we forecasted around August that we're going to get the peak here at this level and we're going to get the drop. Now, what we forecasted in the last week, we're looking for this one to give us a 3-wave pullback and continuation to the downside on Euro Audi. Let's have a look at how it has played out. So that is Euro Audi. So how did we know that we're going to get this corrective structure and then this drop? So for the next coming session, we're going to be looking for this one to continue to the downside. But it's a Euro Audi. We've got into the blue box. Now we're looking for this to make a move to the downside. Let's look at other pairs. So looking at Pound Chief. Now, Pound Chief has been an interesting one. So we focused this one to reverse right here at this point. We have been looking at this one to give us initially a 1, 2, 3 waves, but it has actually made a 5-wave 11 swing sequence, WXYXZ, as you can see represented in purple. So that is where our Z move ended. So when we got to this level, we were able to focus that from here, we're going to get our move to the downside, and looks like Pound Chief is looking interesting for a continuation to the downside. We already got the downside on Pound Chief. That was an inch perfect trade setup focused on Pound Chief. If you look at how it has now played out, right where we expected it to drop, that is where we've got the drop. Where we've got the pullback, we've got our pullback, and we're looking for this one to continue to the downside. So step-by-step analysis, as I've indicated in the beginning, that these 1-hour charts are updated twice daily. Okay, so one before the live trading room and another after the live technical analysis. So that is how Pound Chief is playing out. Very interesting, and we'll be looking for continuation to the downside. We'll look for that, more on that in a little while. Now, looking at the cross pairs, now this is Audi Cad. Look at how Audi Cad was forecasted. We expected it to push a little bit higher around this level and then the drop. Again, we don't just focus one move. We know when to focus, where the reversal is going to happen and where it's going to end. So let's have a look at Audi Cad. Very nice move here on Audi Cad. Let's see how this one has played out. Okay. So this is Audi Cad. We've pushed to the upside as forecasted around 93, and now we're dropping. We've got a pullback. We are still dropping. This is how Audi Cad has played out. Let's have a look at the rest. So that was Audi Cad looking very good. Now the NIKKIE. So we've spoken about the NIKKIE for a while and how we were looking for this corrective structure. Look at this corrective structure in the yellow degree, WXY. Now that WXY structure looks very good in hindsight. It's easy to go look at this after it has been labeled, as after the patterns have been identified. But like I said, what makes good traders is those traders that are able to focus the right-hand side of the chart. Are you able to focus the right-hand of the side of the chart? How did we know that this is the point? This is the part where this correction is over and we're going to get a move all the way to the upside. And you'll see even the continuation on this, the updated forecast on this is still in place. So this is the NIKKIE, and this is how the NIKKIE has played after. This is the NIKKIE before, this is the NIKKIE chart after. We are now looking for this wave 3, 4, which we focused during the week. For our members, we can already see 5 waves there. So we'll be looking for this to continue to the upside. So inch perfect on the NIKKIE. So let's have a look at the rest here. So that was the NIKKIE. I'm going to skip on the cryptocurrencies for now. If you're interested in the cryptocurrencies, look out for them in the next video. And for those that are watching live, the cryptocurrency video will be done immediately after this. So that is Bitcoin and Ethereum, Ripple, how we focused those. You'll see those during the crypto webinar. Okay. So these are some of the focus that we've had. So I'm not going to go through all of this. Let's just have a look at the last one here on Pound Audi, just to show you where the forecast started. So Pound Audi, remember where we started with the Pound Audi forecast. The Pound Audi forecast was from here. We wanted this to push to the upside to about 92 and then for this to come down. So I've said when we got to this point here that we've picked up our top and we're looking for this to continue to the downside. And this is now how Pound Audi is now playing out. So let's see here. So you see here, that was the chart on Pound Audi before. This was before here. We wanted to pick the top here, which we did, and now we're coming down here. We may be getting a three-wave pullback here, or this can still continue to the downside here, but more of that in a little while when we start with our market analysis. Let's start with the market analysis for the next coming week. Very easy analysis because the structures are very clear. So let's go through that right now. Okay, so let's close all those windows and let's get right into the analysis for this coming week. Let's have a look here. So if you like what we do, guys, drop the like button. So if you're dropping the like button, means you like our content, and you can also drop you can also hit that bell notification button so that next time we upload a video, you do not miss it. All these videos are posted every single week on Sundays. Let's get started. Euro US dollar and the DXY. Let's start with the Euro US dollar. What are we going to get on the Euro US dollar? So let's just have a look at the bigger structure. As I indicated when we started, that we are at critical levels as far as the market is concerned. Are we going to get reversal, or are we going to get continuation to the original directions? Let's have a look here. So this is Euro US dollar. We have been expecting these to have started the move to the upside, meaning, let's have a look here. So this is the structure on Euro US dollar. We've been expecting this to have completed the move to the upside and this to give us a corrective structure and continue to the upside. We do not get that. So even when we did get this pullback here, we're still focusing that the euro will continue to push to the upside. But as it looks now, this move has now gone much deeper than we expected. So the structure may need to be adjusted as follows. So let's just have a look here at the structure. Before we look at that, let's have a look at the chart that we've got, the high degree chart on the daily as far as the euro is concerned, so you can get the perspective of where we are looking at the market. So let's have a look at the daily chart on the euro. So if you look at this is no, this is the wrong chart. So I want to look at the euro chart. Let's have a look at the euro US dollar chart, daily chart. So we are still here as far as the euro is concerned. We've been focusing this. So this chart was from July 10th. We've been expecting the euro to continue lower here, right down into the blue box, which had not reached, and make a move to the upside. So we are looking for simply this structure and for continuation to the upside. We started with a move to the upside with 1, 2, 3, and we are looking at this as a wave 4 and then a wave 5. So let's have a look at that, just this structure. In the higher degree, we are looking at the bigger structure here, but I just want to focus on this here for now. So let's have a look at that so you can have a good perspective, a better perspective when you're looking at this. So what we're looking at here is a possibility of this having been an ending diagonal, rather a leading diagonal in wave A, and this being now a 5-wave. So if this is a 5-wave move, that means you've got a wave 1, you've got a wave 2, you've got a wave 3 here coming down up to this level. So let's just put that wave 3 here, 1, 2, 3. Then that means that is your wave 4 there. I need to show this one in red. So this will be a wave 4. This is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we're looking for this one to possibly complete the 5th wave here, go into the blue box. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, giving us this structure here as A, B, C. Now, if this is a C, that means you've got wave 1. Let's label this one with a different color. You've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're looking for this one to complete the 5. So it looks like what we're getting here, this is a zigzag here on ABC structure here on the euro US dollar. We're looking for this one to make a small continuation move to the downside into the blue box, which we are focusing around the 1650 area here. So there's only a small move left here for euro US dollar to trade into the blue box, which is a high possibility going into the next week. So we'll be looking for this short move, trade into the blue box, and then the reversal. So let's have a look here in the lower degree on euro US dollar. So I'm going to clear all of this here for our. Let's go down here into the lower degree. So if you want to look at this one here, so this is where the blue box is. So the blue box is around 1625. So we're looking for this one to continue trading lower here into the blue box, and we get the reversal from here. That would have completed that whole structure. Do we have divergence there? We cannot confirm as yet. So this can make a new low here into the blue box. Then that will be what we're getting there. So let's just switch off here so you can see only the divergence. Do we have divergence there? So that is the move there. Do we have divergence there? We've already started with the divergence from around this area. So we want to see here, if we're going to get one more down, are we still going to be continuing to the upside here? So that is what we're going to be looking at here, just to move down here around 1625 and then a move to the upside. That is what we're expecting on euro US dollar. So what is the theme in the next coming session? So you may get a structure like this as far as euro US dollar is concerned. Let's go back to our yellow color. So what you expect coming into the new week is a possibility of a move like this. So if you see Euro US dollar making a push to the upside, could just be making this move here for a continuation to the downside to go into the blue box. So the DXY is exactly the same structure as the Euro. We may see the DXY also push a little bit higher just to go and complete that structure as well. So you can see the structure on the DXY as well. DXY has already reached its blue box, 1, 2, 3. We've already reached the blue box here. So we may just get this one retesting here, the blue box with a short move to the upside. Remember, we're looking for a short move to the upside here on Euro US dollar. I'm going to give you a summary of all the US dollar pairs when we're done here with the US dollar pairs. So let's have a look here. So what we expect here is a possible move here to just make one little move to the upside and then the reversal. So that's what we're expecting as far as the DXY is concerned, because that's what the Euro is giving us right now. Okay, so if the DXY is showing strength, what we expect of the rest of the pairs against the US dollar, we expect them to show some weakness. So last week we forecasted that we want to see pound US dollar come and trade around this level. So we want to see pound come trade around this level at around 37.70. That's where we're going to be expecting a bounce. We may break a little bit lower, but we'll be expecting a bounce around that level. Why am I expecting a bounce around that level? Look at how clear this structure is. So we've got the move to the downside here. We've got one, we've got this one coming down here, and we could be getting here a complex B corrective structure here as follows, which would be a move like this. 1, 2, 3. Why am I using the yellow? I need to use a different color so it can be visible. 1, that's the right color. Excuse me, guys. Let's just fix this one up. I want to use yellow. I want to use purple. Yes, there we've got it. So the structure we're looking at here is a complex correction here on pound US dollar. So we're looking for this one to come down here. So even if you're selling pound US dollar, be careful here. Around this level, we may be getting a bounce back to this level. Okay, so let's have a look at that in the next coming session. So again, a short move to the downside on pound US dollar. US dollar CAD, this is not necessarily driven by the US dollar, but we are seeing continuation to the downside. So you've seen this one during trade recaps, how we forecasted this one to come and reverse around this area. We've got the move here. We forecasted this to come into the blue box. We're still forecasting this to continue to the downside. As much as the DXY is showing strength, this could be driven by the strength in oil. As you'll see, we forecasted oil to push to the upside last week. So because of oil and CAD strength, this is why we're looking for this one to continue to the downside as forecasted. US dollar chief with the DXY pushing slightly higher. So we'll be looking for at least this one to give us a slight move to the upside before any reversal. So a push to the upside, the small push to the upside, minor push to the upside that we're expecting on the DXY could be this one here on US dollar chief. So we could just be getting this one as a corrective structure and then a move to the downside. The bigger structure on US dollar chief could be this one. We could be making this structure here. Look at this one here. We've got a three-way structure to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we could be getting this one to start coming to the downside, but it cannot just come down here. We may just get this one pushing to the upside here first before we come down, and we're going to be looking for to build this structure. So when the euro starts a move to the upside, we should be seeing US dollar chief make a move to the downside. Okay, the chief is showing strength in the next coming session, as you'll see when we do the rest of the chief pairs. Audi US dollar. Now, Audi US dollar, just like we're expecting the DXY to push a little bit higher. What do we expect here? We're expecting this to push a little bit lower. Maybe even come and take this low here before we push to the upside. So short move to the downside. We're not expecting this to go all the way to the downside on Audi US dollar. New Zealand US dollar, expecting this also to continue, at least a short move to the downside. So downside, but that downside may be kept pretty quickly on all the US dollar pairs. So let's have a look here. We could be getting this one to come around this level before we push to the upside. So let's be mindful of that when we're looking at that. And lastly, on the US dollar pairs, the only exotic pair that we trade, it has gone up in 5 waves here. You're going to be expecting this to start giving us a reversal. We may push slightly higher in the coming session, but we're going to get a pullback here before any resumption of the move to the upside. Now, about the summary that I spoke about, let's have a look here. So the DXY, I'm going to put the DXY here. What are we expecting on the DXY? We're expecting a short move into the blue box and then downside. Now, Euro US dollar, what do we expect? Euro US dollar, what do we expect? We expect a short move to the downside before a resumption of the move to the upside. Let me just mark this so you can remember which one it is. This is Euro US dollar. This is the DXY. Okay. Pound US dollar. So let's have a look here at pound US dollar. What do we expect on pound US dollar? We expect downside and then upside. This is GU. Let's make that summary. GU, and make sure of the correlation. Let's go full screen as well. I need to see the pairs. So that's GU. I'm not going to look at US dollar CAD. I'm going to look at US dollar CHF. Now looking at US dollar CHF, what do we expect? Short move to the upside as well. So US dollar CHF with the DXY should do exactly the same thing. So this one should do that and then downside. So that is US dollar CHF. I'm going to call this one UC. Okay. Let's have a look here. On Audi US dollar, what do we expect of Audi US dollar? Audi US dollar just under the euro should do exactly the same move as the euro. So we should see this one coming down and then upside. Let me just get space for it. So we've got that one, two, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, downside and then upside. So you can see the correlation on all of them. New Zealand, let's put the New Zealand down here. It will be similar to Audi US dollar. Let's put it down here. So again, New Zealand, 1, 2, 3, downside and then upside. So this is just AU, Audi US dollar. This is NU, New Zealand US dollar. So let's have a look here. I think those are all the pairs. So let's have a look at this summary. What are we looking at here? So the long-term structure for this on US dollar CHF is for this to continue to move to the downside. So the correlation is downside after the move, downside after the move. What do we expect of Euro US dollar? We'll expect Euro US dollar because it's inversely correlated to the DXY to make a move to the upside. GU to make a move to the upside. This is the bigger structure. So what do we expect of AU? Bigger structure to the upside. So short-term move to the downside, short-term move to the downside, and then upside. So these are the long-term moves that we are looking at on all the US dollar pairs. And that is a summary. So we'll be looking at that over the next coming sessions. Right, so those are the US dollar pairs. Let's have a look at the yen pairs. Let's have a look here. So yen pairs, let's have a look at pound yen. So pound yen, the structure that we would be expecting here, we may be seeing pound showing some strength as follows. So we can see pound do this. So this looks like a flat correction here. We would have made this one a 3-wave structure here. We've made a 1, 2, 3. Could be looking at here a WXY structure on pound yen, where we're going to expect this one to make another leg to the upside, to the downside before we push to the upside. So that is the structure we're looking at on pound yen. 3 waves here, complex correction here with a flat here, which we are going to call ABC structure. We currently here, we expect this one to push higher around these levels as far as pound yen is concerned. Right now, looking at US dollar yen, also a very clear structure on US dollar yen, which could play out here. So let's have a look at it. So we have come down here in 3 waves on US dollar yen. So these are the 3 waves that we've got here. Let's show that in purple. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're making another 1, 2, 3 here in purple. Internally here, you've got a structure like this. Let's show that in yellow. You've got a wave 1, 2. Let's go down here in the lower degree. Because you've got this structure here as follows. And that structure is 1, 2, 3. So what do we have here? As far as pound US dollar is concerned, WXY, that's a possibility. So we are currently looking at this one to continue to the upside, possibly to around this level, or even retest the previous highs here as far as US dollar yen is concerned. So you can see the correlation between US dollar yen and pound yen. We're expecting them to give us this move at least back to this level before any reversal. That is US dollar yen, euro yen. Right, so over the last week, we've been expecting euro yen to simply give us a 3-wave pullback and push to the upside like that. But that does not change the structure. All this mean what this means is simply that we are now going to make a flat correction like that to get to around these levels. So we've made a move down here in 3. So that 3-wave structure is as follows: 1, 2, 3. We've got that as a W, let's use that in purple. We've got that as a W, and we'll be looking at this one as an X. So again, on the yen pairs, we'll be expecting euro yen to continue pushing to the upside, consolidation here, and a continuation to the upside to make this structure. If this is going to make a continuation to the downside, we're going to watch that when we get to the X level here on euro yen. Right, Chief Yen. Chief Yen, you've seen this one during trade recaps. We've forecasted this one to give us a move down here in A, B, C. So this is an A structure. 5 waves there. You've got this one as 5 waves there as well. So we've got A, B, C corrective structure. We're making a bounce to the upside here. Continuation to the upside, consolidation around this level. Don't go and buy like this. You need to get consolidation and a trade set up for more upside. Okay, so that is what we're looking at on Chief Yen. Let's have a look at the rest of the pairs. Right, so Chief Yen, we're looking for this one to consolidate and continue to the upside there. Audi Yen, again, we forecasted these pullbacks. They're deeper than what we expected. So we wanted this to just simply give us a three-way pullback and push to the upside. So again, we'll be looking for this one to simply give us a deeper zigzag like that. So we'll be looking for Audi Yen to get around these levels. New Zealand Yen, similar. So New Zealand Yen, we've got a move to the upside. We've got the pullbacks that we were looking for. We've got that pullback, so we'll be expecting New Zealand Yen to continue pushing to the upside, possibly to retest the previous high around this level. Okay, so initially what we had on New Zealand Yen was a structure like this with a move to the downside. We were looking at this. So now there's a possibility that with this could be building up an X as follows. So let's see how this is going to be playing out. So if it's building an X, there's a possibility that we get that move to the upside. Okay, so we are looking for this to continue pushing to the upside on New Zealand Yen. Cad Yen, you've seen this one during trade recaps as well. So we're already on our way to the upside. We've already broken this level here. We're looking for this to make a move to the upside. Consolidation here. We should get to around this level as far as Cad Yen is concerned. This has made a WXYXZ structure here. So we'll be looking for this one to give us a deeper correction here in ABC corrective structure. That's what we're looking at here, consolidation and then upside on Cad Yen. Right, so the yen pair is looking very interesting. Now, obviously, we are forecasting US dollar yen to push to the upside. Last week, we were looking at this one to have made a three-wave structure to start continuing to the upside. But because the yen, US dollar yen is pushing to the upside, we would expect gold to continue pushing to the downside. How far will this go? We can possibly just get to around this level as far as gold is concerned. So we are bearish in the next week as far as gold is concerned. We're not getting that move to the upside as yet. Even if we do get upside on gold, we could just get something like this here. We could just be starting this structure. Let's have a look here. Okay, right now, it is not clear what the move on gold is going to be. So we could just get this as a move down here and a three-wave pullback, and we start a continuation pattern as follows. Okay, so this structure could even be more complex. So we're going to be waiting for a little bit more data on gold, but what we're seeing here is that in the next coming session, we're going to see gold continue to the upside. If US dollar yen consolidates at current levels and give us a three-wave pullback, let's just go back to US dollar yen. If US dollar yen consolidates at current levels and gives us a three-wave pullback, we'd expect that. Okay, so we'd expect gold to do the same, but inversely. So if we're going to get any move here on gold doing that, we should see this one here do that. So this is UJ here, correlation, upside, gold should see more downside. Okay, so even if you do see that pullback on gold, could just be this structure. This and then downside. For US dollar yen, this and then downside. Right, so that is gold. Silver. Silver obviously correlated to gold. We are seeing continuation to the downside here. We can see this one making a move to the downside. Again, just like gold, we can see this one push a little bit lower, give us a pullback and continue to the downside the same way it did here. We are still bearish silver. Okay, so platinum is the only positive one as far as the commodities are concerned. We've made a very strong impulse to the upside. Will this be sustained? We can see a pullback here, but with silver and gold continuing to the downside, it may be very difficult for platinum to break out of this structure, and we may see platinum continue to come around this level for a pullback. Okay, so let's see how far platinum gets to this level. So we could be getting this one here, 3 waves before we push to the upside. That is platinum. Brent crude. Okay, so Brent crude, last week we were around these levels. Let's have a look here. So we focused on a continuation to the upside. Remember, a couple of weeks back, we looked at this structure to have made these 3 waves here and expected Brent crude to resume the move to the upside. Last week, we looked at this to be a 3-wave structure and for this to continue pushing to the upside. We are still bullish oil. Any corrective structure is an opportunity for you to continue buying oil. So let's have a look here as far as the structure on oil is concerned. Let's just have a look here at the oil chart. Let's have a look here at the oil chart, commodities. So this is the oil chart. So from here, we've been expecting upside. From last week, we've been expecting upside as far as oil is concerned. Breaking above this is going to open up more upside for oil. So just need to see oil break above 79 clearly, and then you'll see more upside as far as oil is concerned. We're currently just under the previous highs as far as oil is concerned. Any consolidation around this level will see oil trade much higher. So we can't even get a pullback here at current levels before pushing to the upside. Let's watch it. Right, so pound Audi, let's have a look here. You've seen pound Audi during trade recaps where we expected this to pick up the high here, which we did. We now broke to the downside here. We have a possibility to make a structure like this before coming down. Will we go to the upside first? Will this be a 3 waves, or we can come down straight like this? These are both possibilities. One of them needs to be confirmed by the indicator, whether we're going to get this one here or whether we're going to continue from here. Let's have a look here at the charts. Let's go to the pound pairs. What did we forecast here? Let's just go through this. So we are currently on pound Audi. So pound Audi, that's the structure. We've got this one here. Possibility for this to come around here to make that wave 2 in the purple degree, but this wave 2 in the purple degree can also be around here, can also be here. So we need to confirm whether this wave 2 is complete and we're ready for a drop, or we're going to make one more to the upside. That's what we're waiting for as far as pound is concerned. Let's have a look at pound chief as well. Looking at pound chief. Pound chief is the one that we saw during trade recaps. Let's show you pound chief. So during trade recaps, what you saw on pound chief was that this was going to drop from here after completing this move here and then the drop. So we're currently looking for this to drop. We are currently around this level. We are consolidating. Expect this to continue to the downside on pound chief. Okay, so that's what we have on pound chief. That's the pullback. Look for this to continue lower. We may have to come around this level and make a pullback before continuing to the downside. Very clear structure as far as pound chief is concerned. Pound New Zealand, let's have a look at pound New Zealand as well. So the correction on pound New Zealand may be a little bit deeper than what we have currently. So we could get this one making a push to the upside here and coming down. So we can have the correlation between pound New Zealand and pound Audi. So we're waiting for that. So is that what we're going to get first? Are we going to get this one to do this? Look at this structure, very clear structure, 1, 2, 3 to the upside, 1, 2, 3 down. We can get 1, 2, 3 up before we continue lower. That will be a nice corrective structure, and it will be very interesting to sell pound New Zealand around this level. So we need to watch this, but there's also a possibility that this is all the correction. Let's show that with a different color so you can, we could have this as all the correction and we start the move to the downside. And that needs to be confirmed by more data and the indicator. All right, pound CAD. So if you remember pound CAD, how we focused on pound CAD reversal a couple of weeks back, we're looking for this to make a reversal around this level. Mouse is key here, 1, 2, 3, and then downside. Okay, so what has gone and happened is that we've got that move here, we've got this one doing that, then we're eventually starting the move to the downside. We're currently looking for downside here. It's in play. That move is in play, as you can see. That is the 3-wave structure on pound CAD, 1, 2, 3, focused it there, and now we are here looking for this to make a continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is pound CAD. Pound chief, you've already gone through that. So those are all the pound pairs. Let's look at euro pound. Now, looking at euro pound, so possibilities for the coming session on euro pound is that this one can come a little bit lower here before any push to the downside. But let's have a look here. Indicators showing us that we're going to see a little bit more upside. Okay, so we're going to see a little bit more upside. So this is not clear for a structure. We need to get a little bit more data. So the structure that could be in the making is as follows. Let's have a look at this possibility. 1, expanding flat. Okay, if that is the case, we're going to see this push a little bit higher like that. But at this stage, Euro pound is not clear as far as the structure is concerned. We're going to wait for a little bit more data. Euro New Zealand, just like we're expecting on pound New Zealand to get a deeper correction. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Possibilities are for this one to also give us a 1, 2, 3. Then that would be a very nice WXY correlation with the pound New Zealand. And then we look for downside as follows. That is the structure that we're looking at. We're currently up here. Look for pullback and upside. The trade we're looking for is downside. We're not looking for upside, but looking for downside. Long-term bearish. Euro Audi. Now looking at Euro Audi, again, the question is, are we going to get this one giving us one leg to the upside, or is this ready for a move to the downside? I'm of the opinion that this can just continue lower from these current levels together with pound yen. So let's watch this over the next coming session. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. We've got this one as 1, 2, 3. Now we've got this one could be pulling back, and we'll start a move to the downside as follows. That is Euro Audi, Euro Cad, similar to pound Cad. You'd expect Euro Cad to continue lower. So that's what we have on Euro Cad. We're looking for this to continue to the downside. Euro Chief, let's have a look at Euro Chief. We've been talking about Euro Chief for a while. We have, let's have a look here at Euro Chief, Euro Pes. So we've been saying that we do not buy Euro Chief. Okay, we do not buy Euro Chief because any bounce to the upside will be a corrective structure. So we expected Euro Chief to push a little bit higher before the downside, but all we got here was that the X here only got up to this level. So that means we've got this one as 1, 2, 3, only up to this level, and this move may be over, and we're now looking for this downside. Okay, now if you look at this structure here on Euro Chief, that looks to have completed. That is our X, and now we're looking for this to make a continuation to the downside. As I've indicated, the Chief looks strong in the next short to medium term, and that's why we're seeing the continuation to the downside against the Chief Pairs. Right, so that is a Euro Chief, and looking at the crosses, one of our chart of the week was Audi New Zealand. Okay, now Audi New Zealand is currently in the blue box. We've got 3 waves there, 3 waves there. We could be pushing one up here, one more down, still within the blue box until we get signs of a reversal. We may be coming down here with a divergence on the RSI and then a push to the upside. But where we are currently is within the blue box. We may get this short move to the upside. Will this be the one that goes, or we're going to get one more down? That's what we're going to be looking out for in the next coming sessions. Audi Cad, you've seen this one during our trade recaps. We're still expecting this one to continue to the downside. Okay, so just refer to the trade recaps on this one and the forecasted chart there. We're still looking for this to continue lower. That is the Audi Cad, Audi Chief. So again, here on Audi Chief, we're still expecting this one to continue to the downside. Last week, we focused this one to drop here, but we wanted to see if it's going to go from here and make this as a corrective structure. You can see that that corrective structure is not playing out. We're not breaking to the upside. We're going to see this one come around this level. We could be making a double here, but let's keep an eye on that one. New Zealand Cad. Okay, so New Zealand Cad. So again, all these charts, guys, so even if I'm showing you the focus, so these have been forecasted correctly. So let me just let me just show you all of this. So Audi New Zealand, we are right in the blue box. We're looking for upside. I'm just giving you a summary now of the crosses. Audi Cad, we expected this one to continue to the downside. We are already in play to the downside. That is Audi Cad. So Audi Chief has forecasted again. In the last week, we said we're going to come down here, but we've made the move here and it's still coming down. That means this correction is not done, right? New Zealand Cad, again, forecasting this one to come to the downside. Where are we now? Look at how New Zealand Cad is playing out. We've got this one here coming down as follows. So this is New Zealand Cad coming down exactly as forecasted. This is the 3 waves on New Zealand Cad. Look at how accurate this one is. And you'll see that we did not put this one under trade recaps, but we put this one when it is done playing out. So that's the move that we're expecting on New Zealand Cad. Okay, and then New Zealand Chief. We're expecting this one to give us a pullback. We're currently in this pullback on New Zealand Chief. Let's have a look at it. So you can see almost 100% focused on all of these pairs. Let's have a look here. My charts have stopped loading. New Zealand Chief is what we're looking at. Right, so that is New Zealand Chief. So you can see we're forecasting the reversal here, the correction on New Zealand Chief, still in play to the downside. So that is what we're looking at on New Zealand Chief. And lastly, on Cad Chief, let's have a look at the structure on the 4-hour. So we're looking for this one to continue to the upside. So New Zealand Chief, why are we looking for this to continue to the upside? This is Cad Chief rather. So Cad Chief, why are we looking for that to continue to the upside? That is the forecast that we have for members. So we're looking for this to continue to the upside because we are looking at this to have possibly made an expanding flat and this one to continue to the upside. Okay, so we've got that as an expanding flat. We're looking for this to continue to the upside as far as Cad Chief is concerned. Right, let's have a look at the indices. Last week I showed you the relative strength between the Dow Jones Industrial as well as the Dow Jones in transportation. Okay, the Dow Jones Industrial Average as well as the Dow Jones Industrial Transportation Average. So let's have a look here. Again, let's give you the summary from what was forecasted for members on the indices. Let's have a look here. So this is the indices, the S&P 500. What did we forecast? We forecasted that we're going to have a deeper correction. We did get the deeper correction. We're currently here as far as the S&P 500 is concerned. Are we going to get a push to the upside? We're going to look at that just now. So let's have a look at the S&P 500. There is a possibility that the S&P 500 can give us a 3, and then downside before we push to the upside. Okay, but for now, what we are focusing is that we are going to get a continuation to the upside. We've got all of this as a corrective structure. The Dow Jones Industrial, what was the forecast? Let's have a look here. Dow, this is the Dow Jones Industrial. We forecasted that this is going to make a wave 4 here and push to the upside. How did that play out? Look at the Dow Jones Industrial. Exactly as forecasted on the 4-hour. We've got a move here in wave 4. We're looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside. Almost 100% forecast accuracy with the strategy. The Nasdaq, let's have a look at the Nasdaq. What do we focus with the Nasdaq? That this is going to be a wave 4 and then we're going to push to the upside. Still expecting continuation to the upside. Let's have a look at the Nasdaq. Okay, so that is the Nasdaq. We've got the 3-wave pullback. Did we not forecast this? This is the forecast. This is the move. All of these forecasted correctly, inch perfect, 100% analysis. UK 100. I'm showing you all of this from what was forecasted for members. This is old charts, guys. So this will be updated over the weekend so that when we start with the new week, we already have new updated charts. The DAX. Now, before the DAX, UK 100, just a summary again, 1, 2, 3. How long have we been talking about this structure and that this is going to continue pushing to the upside after that? So let's have a look. How did the UK 100 play out? Exactly as forecasted. Those are the 3-wave structure. That's the 3-wave structure that has played out. 1, 2, 3. And now we are here. Are we going to see continuation to the upside? That is the expectation here on the UK 100. Now the DAX as well. Looking at the DAX 4-hour. We forecasted that this is going to be 1, 2, 3 and a push to the upside. We've got it here. Let's have a look at how the DAX is playing out. The indices become very simple when you look at them. 1, 2, 3. We've got the pullback continuation here. We'll be looking for the DAX to continue pushing to the upside. Right, and lastly, last but not least, the NIKKIE. You've seen this one during trade recaps. That we forecasted that this is going to push out from here and give us a big move to the upside. That is the big move that we've got. Now we're making a wave 3 and a wave 4 here, and we'll be looking for this one to now go for a 5. So the Nikkei continues with the move to the upside. The Nifty parabolic move to the upside continues. Still no sign of reversal. We should see the Nifty continue up higher. That's all for this week, guys. Trade responsibly. If you like what we do, hit that notification button, hit the like on our videos. That means you like the content. Also drop your comments on the comment section. We value your input. What would you like to see more on our videos? Would really value that. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button so you get an alert next time we upload another video. Have a great week, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.